John, we've tried to make this format really quite simple.
I'm going to be honest. I watched one of them so I knew what I was getting into here. I think this is absolutely brilliant.
Welcome to Who Said That? 5 comedians armed with all we've got left at the moment. The knowledge of how far London is to Durham. The knowledge of how far Durham is to Barnard Castle. Oh, and the knowledge of each other's terrible, terrible brains. Dialing in today are John Kearns.
Hello.
Jeremy Flynn.
Hello.
Christine Rose.
Hello.
And I've seen Alexander Armstrong deliver literally hundreds of these. I've never had the chance to write my own. So, Rich, I'm going for it.
Okay.
If Toblerone was knowledge, he would be an entire duty-free section just next to the dime bars and Kinder Eggs. It is Richard Osman.
Very good.
Thank you. You didn't say my pointless friend. That's the so we have to retake it.
Okay. Next to the dime bars and Kinder Eggs, it's my pointless friend. It's Richard Osman.
Very good. Really strong stuff.
What would you prefer to be, a Toblerone, a dime bar, or a Kinder Egg?
Respectfully, like they all meet the same fate in the end. I suspect it's a moot point. So probably the least popular, which would be the dime bar, because I'd stay alive a little bit longer.
I'd like to be a Kinder Egg. Have a little vibrating egg up my arse.
I don't think is that what Kinder Eggs are?
When you shake them, yeah.
Aren't they to get drugs into prison?
Yeah, in the Chatham pocket, right?
Yeah.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
Toblerone, dime, or Kinder Egg. You have to be one of them for the rest of your life. Which one are you going for?
Toblerone, 100%. Strength. The triangle's the strongest. What's Kearns up to?
Yeah. Ignore me.
It's a symbol of strength.
What did you want to be, sir, Jeremy? A dime bar?
No, I'd say you wouldn't want to smuggle a Toblerone up your ass into prison. That'd be... Oof.
That's true.
Well, I'm just slightly...
John,
hang on. If you're going into prison, you get arrested. So you just go, right, hang on, 1 minute before you arrest me.
No, John, listen.
No. Sorry, John. I think you misunderstand how and why people are smuggling stuff into prison.
Yeah.
You're not smuggling Toblerone up your ass when you go into prison.
Yeah, you don't do it on the day you go in.
Rule anything out.
You're not like, I'm doing a 20 stretch. I'm going to take a Toblerone
This should last me.
in 4 other people.
Imagine you're in your prison cell, right, and a friend comes to visit, and your friend says, I've got a treat for you. And just pulls out Toblerone, but it's a dark chocolate Toblerone.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, oh.
Because you would have eaten that otherwise.
There's a very specific reason why we don't stream these shows live. And
Right.
This is it. I spent enough time in TV studios with both Christine and Richard to have seen...
When's this show going to start?
Yeah, exactly.
And I've sat in enough galleries and edits where someone will say Toblerone up your ass really early on, like in round 1. And someone from the channel will go, we can't do any of the Toblerone up your ass thing. Firstly, for taste. Secondly, because it's a commercial reference. And then on the set, they will literally do that as a running joke.
Yeah, be a callback.
And the audience will be cracking themselves up. But you know you've got to cut every single bit of it out.
Everything Mark says is cut. I think we have to have a bit of respect here.
Yeah.
Everything. I think...
Every episode he's like, again, fucking hell.
They only turn the camera on when you stop talking.
They literally only turn the camera on.
That is, you know what? That is the cue in the gallery. The second Mark stops talking, you go, oh, this will be worth filming. Let's do this. This will be worth now. This will be good.
We are going to start. The game is incredibly straightforward. Each contestant will take it in turn to ask a question. The answers will then be texted directly to me and only me. I will read them out, and the questioner will receive points for every answer they pair with an answerer. If you get all 3 right in your round, you can give a bonus point to a friend, a colleague, or a peer. If you don't, I get to give bonus points to whoever I choose to give them to. If I'm honest, it's probably going to be Jeremy Flynn. So,
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
are you happy with the pity points, Flinny?
I'll take anything. I've got no pride. 0.
You're going to go a long way in showing this, my friend.
We are going to begin with round 1. Christine Rose,
Hello.
your question, please.
Lots of people had imaginary friends. I know I did, and I always enjoy hearing about them. So my question is, have you ever had an imaginary friend, and what was their name?
It's tempting just to say no. That would be so quick.
No, it was normal. Just normal.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
I said it to my friend once, and she went, "No, I had real friends," and I was like, "I was 4."
Did you imagine a human, or did you imagine something a bit sort of out of the box?
No, they were definitely human, but I was very much an early adopter of. There wasn't really any gender involved.
Oh, non-binary
They
imaginary
were
friend.
non-binary, and yeah, they lived in the airing cupboard outside my sister's room. And
What?
their name was Neno Kanan.
Neno Kanan.
Neno Kanan.
Wow.
My sister's friend said,
Are you spelling that?
That's the question.
How big was the boiler? Was the boiler in there?
a lagged boiler, and
Yeah, I had one of them. That thing was like a bomb. It was like one of those World War I bombs that they fight.
yeah,
I've
was
written
the lagging protecting the boiler, or was it protecting us?
Yeah, it's a bomb, but we'll put our towels on it.
How big is your boiler currently, John?
Ooh,
That's not
big.
let's go. If it was a TV, 18-inch.
And if it was a
An
boiler?
18-inch boiler.
HD.
Is it flat like a TV? Because I think what you're thinking of is a radiator.
I've
Christine, I've got
I'd
3
watch it.
answers for you.
Okay, right.
Answer number 1. Had an imaginary girlfriend. Her name was Anita, and she worked in human resources, so she knew more than anyone that although a workplace relationship wasn't strictly against the rules, it was certainly frowned upon.
Okay.
Answer number 2. Yes, Gentleman Jim.
Love it. Like that
Answer
too.
number 3. Professor Tickle, the amorous octopus.
See, I hope that's real.
I think they're all real.
They're all real.
Are they all real?
They're all real imaginary.
You know me best out of everybody, right?
Yeah.
You should be able to get mine, I would have thought.
I don't know, Richard. I'm thinking maybe yours is Anita.
Okay. Listen, if you want to go for that, absolutely listen. It's your career, love.
No, I
It
think
could
it
be
might
someone-
be. I think it might be John now.
And Professor Tickle, the amorous octopus.
No, Professor Tickle Richard.
Gentleman Jim is Jeremy.
Jeremy. Yeah.
So you're happy that someone would, their imaginary friend would be called Jim if their name is Jeremy?
Well, I don't
A very
know.
imaginative child.
Shows a little lack of imagination, Christine.
Well, my sister's imaginary friend was called David Nonisnol. She had David Nonisnol and the cooking lady. And the
David
cooking
Non-
lady we reckon was basically from the dinner ladies at school. So, you know, they don't always, if they're real, they don't always. I mean, I don't know where David Nonisnol came from. It's like, what's your imaginary friend? David Pedophile.
That would be a weird imaginary friend to have. With respect, I have met your sister.
Well, yeah. But that's what I mean about the cooking lady was like not beyond the realms of. Gentleman Jim sounds genuine. Sounds real.
What are you going for, please, Christine?
Professor Tickle Richard, Gentleman Jim, Jeremy, Anita John,
Okay.
David Nonisnol, my sister.
Richard Osman, your imaginary friend is, please...
Professor Tickle, the amorous Well done.
Knew it. Because I thought, I bet you didn't have one. I bet you didn't have one, and you think that it would be something fantastical, but it's not. It's just someone called Jim or David or Neno.
But I thought if I wrote David, I don't know. I didn't think I would be serving the format as well as I might.
Thank you for serving the format, Rich.
It's a pleasure.
Jeremy Flynn,
Yeah.
can you please tell me who your imaginary friend was?
My imaginary friend was Anita from Human Resources, my imaginary girlfriend. Yeah. Yeah.
That's unlucky.
But, you know, she was, you know, she had a big heart. She had a big old heart.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of company did she work for?
Just sort of generic, sort of NHS admin office work.
Oh, like outsourced?
Yeah.
Just in-house NHS?
Yeah.
Which means that John Kearns, and of all of these, John, was yours real?
No.
Oh,
Oh.
didn't know that one.
Imagined an imaginary friend. Yeah.
I'm going to give a bonus point, and I am going to give it to Jeremy. Not pity, Flynn. Not pity. This is all about the fact that you're the only one who had a literal backstory for your imaginary friend.
A little colour, come on.
With respect, I had a backstory for mine as well. I chose not to write it down.
Yeah, same here. Also, I'm not going around calling everyone a gentleman, but you didn't ask any questions about it.
Also, how did an octopus get a professorship? There's a big hinterland there, Mark.
Do you know what? You're totally right, Rich. Jeremy, I'm not giving you a bonus point anymore for having a backstory for Anita. I'm giving you a bonus point for being the only one to be fucking bothered to write it.
Thank you.
Jeremy Flynn. At the end of round one, Christine Rose gets a point. Jeremy Flynn gets a point. John Kearns and Richard Osman, 0 points. Flinny, can I have your question, please?
If you could make your burp smell like anything, what would you make your burps smell like?
Can you just can you repeat your question again? I just liked the second pronunciation of burp.
If you could make your burps smell like anything, if you make your burps smell like?
How many R's are we having in burp there?
Minimum of 3.
Minimum of 3. Quite right.
Can I just say thank you for making it burp, not fart?
I had some deep questions, but felt like this one a real leveler.
And have you got an answer yourself? Like, have you got like a desire?
Your go-to is to think of some of your favourite smells. I think I would settle on petrol.
Oh, lovely. There's a way you can make that happen.
I have got 3 answers for you, Jeremy.
Good.
Answer number 1 is my favourite scent, which is the smell of the inside of a laundrette.
Oh, wow.
Answer number 2, church at Advent. Church at Advent.
Wow.
And answer number 3, your mum.
Oh.
Wow.
I mean, we've got a range here, haven't we?
Yeah, a whole. I'm trying to think of how different a church smells at Advent compared to the rest of the year.
Slightly more to steal from James Acaster, Chris Dingley.
Chris Dingley, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, Advent. Yeah, I'm thinking of Easter. Forgive me.
That's right.
No, you hadn't said anything before you'd said that, Richard, so we wouldn't have known.
Well, let's not get bogged down. Let's not get bogged down in the detail.
Yeah, but Rich could be playing double bluff there.
Yeah. Richard knows what he's doing.
Maybe it's a double bluff.
Easter or Advent, I don't know.
The Osman double bluff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or
my mum smells like whiskey and fags, so that is that's fairly standard. That's what my burps smell like anyway. I don't think it's a double bluff. I think Osman's gone for church at any time of year, Advent or Easter. I think John's gone for my mum.
Not for the first time, John.
Thank you. Thanks. This is really nice.
And Christina's gone...
The laundrette, which is, to be fair, it's got to be top 10 smells. Laundrette, top 10. Up there with a hardware store.
Okay. Christine Rose, what would you like your burps to smell of, please?
My favourite smell, which is the inside of a laundrette.
Oh,
It's a great one. It's a
Very
great
good.
one.
It is really
Smell,
lovely.
isn't it?
Really
Every time you
lovely.
walk past one and the door comes open, you're like, oh,
yeah, look beautiful.
Jeremy, you've got
Yeah.
1 point.
well
Thank
done.
you.
Well done.
It's all about Advent or your mum.
Yeah, the classic conundrum.
Okay. Richard Osman.
Well, listen, I've produced many TV quiz shows, and so I'm the last person who should have accidentally given away what my answer was. And I was the last person. I said,
Oh, the double bluff.
I knew he said
Double
your
bluff.
mum.
your mum. You knew that, Christine,
That
right?
had Richard Osman written all over it.
I mean, like a stick of rock, right?
Right through Jeremy's mum.
Fuck. I didn't know you'd be so
Lovely
deviant.
woman. She does not smell of whiskey and tobacco, by the way.
Oh. Thank you. She's a big fan. I know she'll enjoy this moment.
She smells of lavender and honeysuckle. She's
Thank
an
you.
absolutely delightful woman.
Oh, we went straight into pointless mode then, didn't we?
Yeah, just like that. Just like that.
Hold on.
Oh, daytime Richard came out.
John Kearns. So you
Yeah.
you want your burps to smell of a church at Advent?
You asked the question. I thought about it. Went through, wrote down about 3, and then went for that one.
Can I raise an issue with you, John?
Yeah.
Okay, which is in public, it's seen to be rude to burp. If your burp smelled of a church at Advent, I think a lot of people would be saying to you, oh, you couldn't mind burping in my face, could you, John? Just give us a little burp.
Yeah, I just want to
Maybe
feel all Christmassy.
Cans of Coke and everything, just saying, come on, mate.
Well, so I sit on Oxford Street. I kind of lay over your knees.
Hold on a minute.
You slap my you slap my back.
Escalated.
Yeah. You slap my back, and then just as I'm about to burp, I spin round, and I just
Yeah.
I do it
Oh,
up into
I
your
mean,
face.
listen, it's either that or do Live at the Apollo. It's one or the other, isn't it?
Well, I've turned down. No, I haven't. But either way.
Jeremy Flynn, you get 1 point from that
Yeah,
round.
I'm gutted. I fell for it, but we're learning. I'm here. No, I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn.
And the thing is, I am going to give my bonus point. I'm going to give one to Rich because that's what he gave your mum. Richard
That's great.
Osman,
This is really
one bonus point.
This has been a really good sort of 20 minutes of my life.
I get the feeling, Jeremy, your mum is actually going to watch this.
Oh yeah. I don't do
Yeah.
much. I don't do
Jeremy,
much. So.
what's your mum called?
My mum's called Viv.
Because I never asked.
Great.
You know what? You don't sometimes, do you, when you're in a hurry? But
Yeah.
let's all say to Viv.
Yeah.
Hi, Viv.
Hi, Mum.
She seems to have a delightful son as well. So
Sorry
she's done
about,
good.
sorry about Richard Osman giving it all that about.
What? Giving it all that about your mum smelling of lavender and honeysuckle and having a lovely son? Because that's all I said.
Yeah,
Anything else is in your mind?
Jeremy, you don't understand, obviously, how powerful Richard Osman is. He's doing the edit of this.
Yeah, he is. He's already had this cut out. He's already texted the producer.
I'm making it up.
And the scores at the moment, Christine Rose has 1 point. Richard Osman has 1 point. John Kearns has 0 points. And Jeremy Flynn in the lead with 2 points. Kearns, you need to get off the floor. You need to get off the mark now.
Can I say, Mark, you just forgot a word there. And the word was literally your name.
Oh, yeah. Get off the mark. Yeah. Actually, that was the last thing I said to Jeremy's mum before lockdown. Okay.
Mark, that's terrible. Poor old Val.
Viv.
Viv. Richard.
This is just not how I imagined this day going.
John Kearns, round 3. Your question, please.
What is the name of your favourite pub?
Mr. Kearns,
Yeah.
do you have a favourite pub?
Yeah, it's a tricky question, I think, because obviously a favourite depends on what mood you're in. But I'm going to go with the Duke's Head. I like places where skullduggery can happen. Little cubby holes and little places where you can squirrel away and
nooks.
And crannies as well. Are there crannies?
Crannies.
An alcove.
Oh, bloody hell!
Yes, please.
Yeah. Would you dead ends? Cul-de-sacs. I love a cul-de-sac in a pub.
I've got 3 answers for you. 3 pub names. Okay, this is
so they could be made up as well. That's what people are forgetting about this fucking.
Okay, here we go. This is the Wink and Nudge. It's one of those cocktail bars where you have to ring a bell and the guy comes out and sits you at a table. Real VIP shit.
Ooh.
Answer number 2. Richard Osman's late night discotheque and sauna.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Answer.
Can I change my answer?
Answer number 3. What's a pub? I heard they used to have them years ago. My favourite drinking establishment name is an English themed one I saw in Italy called Jonathan Pub.
Ooh. Wink and Nudge. I think that's real, that place, because there's a place in Soho called Bob Ricard where you can press a bottle for champagne.
Yeah. Love that place.
So I think Wink and Nudge exists. It's quite a straight bat answer. It's someone genuinely wanting me to know this thing exists. The Richard Osman discotheque and sauna. It could be the man himself.
With respect, I would call it sauna and discotheque, but that's just my lifestyle.
I think Richard loves the idea of a disco in a sauna.
I mean,
with his name over it.
God bless you and good luck.
Richard Osman, late night discotheque and sauna.
Sweaty.
You think it's Richard Osman?
Come on.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's trying. Yeah, completely. He's completely trying to.
It's the double bluff.
Thank you,
Mate.
Jeremy. And also,
Yeah.
could I, for the record, say I thought it was disgusting what he said about your mother. So just
Thanks,
for
man.
the
I
record.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. No, I appreciate that. That's nice because.
I think. With respect, Jeremy, I don't think you've been to Italy. With respect. I'm not sure you've been on a plane. With the greatest of respects.
Get out of here! Get out of here! Yeah.
Also, Wink and Nudge sounds like it's in Bristol and it ain't lasting this lockdown. I'll give it that. So I'm going to go Jeremy Wink and Nudge, Richard Osman Disco and Sauna, and Jonathan Pub for Christine.
Just to let you know, this is a picture proving that Jonathan Pub is real, and that picture was sent to me by Christine Rose. So you have got 1 correct.
I'm off the ground. I'm off the ground.
She wouldn't have.
He's off the floor.
Christine would not have played that against me because I know she's got an incredibly hot Italian boyfriend. So I know she spends a lot of time in Italy. I'd have absolutely sussed you.
Yeah,
Is his name Jonathan?
Yeah.
It is.
I met him in his
It is
pub.
now.
It's all about, is Richard Osman egotistical enough to call his own pub Richard Osman's Discotheque and Sauna?
Oh, yeah.
Or has Jeremy...
But I mean, yes, that is.
Jeremy Flynn,
Yeah.
what is the name of your favourite pub?
The Wink and Nudge.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck yes.
You played this very well.
Richard Osman.
Fantastic.
I am a huge fan of John's comedy. I really am. He's a genuinely brilliant original thinker. I didn't know that he had such presence of mind. I didn't know he had such a steel will, because that was a double. I mean, literally, I was trying to bluff him all 5 ways till Tuesday. And he absolutely stood his ground. He said, I'm not having
psychologist, isn't he?
He refused to be bullied. He put his kids in the car. He drove into Barnard Castle. Very, very impressive.
Do you know the word that did it for me?
Okay.
Disco.
Oh, because I'm so old.
I don't know how old you are, but yes. Yes.
Yes.
I didn't know I had a tell. Oh, it's like,
It was the
do you know
disco.
what?
It was the disco.
Have you ever had Sherlock Holmes on this show?
Do you know? No, I
That's-
haven't actually.
Wow.
We should do a detective special.
Really,
At
Really?
Simon, we should definitely do a detective special. That would be an amazing episode. John Kearns, you get 3 out of 3.
Oh, I'm off the ground. I'm levitating. People around me can't believe what's going on.
But you also get the opportunity to give a bonus point out.
I'm desperately sorry, Jeremy, how they've talked about your mother. On
No,
this
I appreciate that, man. It means a
No,
lot.
I'm serious.
We've been so nice about that.
You called her Val. That's a man's name.
Yeah. I
No,
do
yeah,
remember
but-
Actually, can be a girl's name as
Val.
well.
John,
I'm giving
who
the
you-
point. I'm giving the Jeremy. Jeremy gets it.
Yeah.
Jeremy is getting
Come on.
another point. So as we go into the 4th round, Christine and Richard are on 1 point each. John Kearns and Jeremy Flynn are on 3 points each. Question 4, Richard Osman, your question, please.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here is your question from the London jury. Imagining for a moment that houses are free, what is the first thing you would buy with £1 million?
Richard, can I ask you
Is
a
that-
question?
Yeah, of course.
If I get paid for something
Yeah.
and I've got a bit of surplus, I'll get something that lasts, so like a nice pair of shoes.
Yeah.
What do you treat yourself with?
I like to buy a
Ooh.
book. That's what I like.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
a nice meal with my friends, or if it's something for me, just a treat for me, I buy myself a good book.
I love that. That's lovely.
Do you know
Or,
what I want? Do you know what I
or
do?
a bank.
What do you think, Jeremy?
Yeah, go
I
on,
do?
Jeremy.
Same. I do the same.
Oh,
Buy a book.
Big book.
Lovely. They are so fun to read, aren't they?
I love them. Always got them about.
Oh,
I'd
Well,
buy
you-
2, Richard, and then a massive handbag.
Jeremy,
Yeah.
just to let you know, we can
Yes.
see in the background that you have got bookshelves with no fucking books on them.
I would just redecorating. I just had them. I had to get all the Mein Camps off there. Just,
that's Viv.
36. I live with my mum. We got
Richard,
months
I've
ago.
got 3 answers for you.
Okay.
Answer number 1, I'd get a penis reduction or I'd blow it all on a week's big shop in Whole Foods.
Okay. Yeah.
Answer number 2, I would build a replica of the tipping point machine and practice my timing as no one on that show does it how I want them to. Best TV game show on weekday afternoons.
Correct.
Answer number 3, Pope-mobile.
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 Pope-mobile. All right. Oh, it's harder when you're having to guess, isn't it?
Isn't it?
That's the format, I suppose. So penis reduction. I mean, that's got, with respect, that's got Christine Rose written all over it, because it's got it's got a little swerve at the beginning there, and Whole Foods is a Christine Rose reference.
But wouldn't I
Pope-mobile.
know that, Rich? Wouldn't I know that you would think that?
But then I would know that you would know that, wouldn't I? And you would know that I would that you would know that. Okay, so suddenly,
This is horrible. This is horrible.
de facto. What was the long one, Mark?
The penis reduction.
There you go.
I would build a replica of the tipping point machine.
That's Jeremy, I think, because only because Val was such a big fan. So we would have to stop. And whenever Ben Shepherd turned up. So I think that's
Yeah.
Jeremy. And Pope-mobile, I think, is John. So I would say Christine penis reduction. I've never said this before. Christine penis reduction, Jeremy tipping points, John Pope-mobile. Yeah.
Jeremy Flynn, what is the best quiz show on daytime on TV, please?
Well, hold on a minute. I'm a big fan of Tipping Point. I'll make no bones about it. I had preempted the Oddsman double bluff, you see, and I thought this was going to be a fucking clever little mind bender, but I didn't take into account the fact that this was Richard's question, so it's just ruined. Ruined it. I thought I was
So
so
you were kind of-
clever. I was like, he'd never. they think he was him, mugging it off, like making you think.
So, Jeremy, you were trying to convince me that I had given that answer.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Yeah, he'll think it's obvious. Written all over it.
It's so many words.
It's an easy mistake to make.
Richard Osman, you've got 1 point. John Kearns, what are you buying with £1 million, please, mate?
I'm buying a Pokemon.
Oh, come on.
Damn it.
And Christine Rose is having a penis reduction.
I didn't say mine.
Yeah.
Jonathan's. Got to be Jonathan's.
Jonathan's.
How did he get it on the plane back?
Well,
Rich, you got 3 points there.
That's the right result.
You got 3 points, which means
like he's good at fucking quizzes.
you can give a bonus point now. You can give a bonus point to any of those.
I would love
3.
to. I thought, honestly, the best answer by a mile was Christine Rose. I just adored it. I thought,
Also, this is like Richard. This is like when I went on All-Star Family Fortunes and we came last.
if you haven't seen Christine Rose on All-Star Family Fortunes,
It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
Whose family
Who was
was
your-
on?
But
Who
that's
was
the best-
hosting? Was it Vernon or Les?
it was Vernon, and the best thing about it was the celebrity one, and I was on as a friend. But because it's called Family Fortunes, people forget that people have friends on, and so I was on with Stephen K. Amos, and so it was and he's got like 6 brothers and sisters, so it was him, all his brothers and sisters, and then me on the end. I mean, and everyone's like, and Vernon's like, what's happening here? What relative is she of this family?
We are going into the final round proper. The scores: Christine Rose, 2 points.
Thank you, Richard.
John Kearns, Jeremy Flynn, 3 points. Richard Osman, 4 points. The final round is quite simple. If you fool me, you get a point. And my question is, who is the most famous person in your phone book?
What are the points in this round, Mark? We get points for fooling you.
Sometimes I put I make the points worth more than 1 to give it a sense of extra jeopardy at the end.
Gotcha.
So if I made the points 3 points, then Christine could win.
Yeah.
So we'll do it like that,
That
right?
sounds like a good idea.
So if you fool me,
it's not,
I like double money on Family Fortunes.
that's not how you do a format.
should I not do a format like that? Just keep it with 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to. And then the people who've put the work in, there's some jeopardy at stake.
Hey, we all put work in, Richard.
Yeah.
Successful work.
Yeah.
I'm going 3 points. No, I'm going. This is a 3-pointer. This is.
Don't listen to him, Mark. It's your show.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
am going 3-pointer if you fool me. Richard Osman, can I have the
Hold on
answer?
1 second. I'm just on the phone to ITV. No, it's, had to be 3 points in the final. Yeah. Okay. All right, mate. All right. Yeah, I'll tell him. Yeah, if you tell Bradley Walsh, brilliant. Thank you, mate. It's a no. It's a no from ITV.
Richard Osman, do you have 4 answers, please?
I do have 4 answers. Yeah.
Who is the most famous person in your phone book?
Here are the answers I have. The Dalai Lama. He's a good laugh in the WhatsApp groups, to be fair. Jeremy Flynn's mum, Val.
The fuck?
Ellie Goulding. And apart from comedians, a celebrity barber who was in charge of Robert Downey Jr.'s goatee for Iron Man 2.
Oh, okay. So I am going for the Dalai Lama, Jeremy Flynn. I am going for Eddie Goulding, Christine Rose. I am going for the barber in charge of Robert Downey Jr.'s beard. I'm going John Kearns. And for Jeremy Flynn's mum, Val, I'm going Richard Osman. Those are my 4 guesses.
You sure?
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%.
Would you like to go to a break?
Yes.
And after the break, you get one more chance to reconsider. You look at your answers up on the board, they're really big. So you'll see our 4 faces, and you really, really be thinking. And we'd come back after the break, and Ben Shepherd would say, Do you want to lock those answers in?
Shepherd.
He knows what he's
This is
doing.
like quiz. This is
He
like
is
quiz.
producing the
This
shit
is like
out of it.
quiz.
All smoke and mirrors. All smoke and mirrors.
So we'll say
It's all bullshit, Jeremy. It's all about money. It's all about money. Fuck me.
Rich, we're back
Mate,
from the ad break. I've seen them on the big screen.
So Mark, we're back from the ad break. Lovely to have you here. Mark from Bristol is with us. He's a gardener. Mark, you got £45,000 up for grabs for £45,000. Mark.
Slow, innit? Slow pace.
Mate, they've commissioned us to do an hour. It's an ITV hour, all right? Format last, I'm going to say 38 minutes.
I don't know how it
a
works.
break. Richard, Mark Olver asked you, who's the most famous person in your phone book? He's predicted, you said, Jeremy Flynn's mum, Val, as a back reference to some of the stuff you were doing earlier. Which other people I thought took in a slightly dodgy direction, but I'm just a fan of her as a mother and a woman. Did you say Val? I did, yes, I did say Val. Point to Mark. Jeremy.
Yeah.
Flynn. Mark asked you, who's the most famous person in your phone book?
Dalai Lama. Yeah.
Oh!
You didn't say you were going to guess. I could have come up with something better.
You are halfway to £45,000. You said that John said Robert Downey Jr. and Christine said Eddie Goulding. We all wish you the very, very best of luck. It's been a hell of a show. You've been terrific right from the beginning. You deserve this. Okay, mate, we're going to find out. You ready? Christine Rose. Is he frozen?
Technically, Richard, you're the host, so you could wrap up the show.
Well,
Great.
Mark, thank you so much.
Everyone, see you next week.
Mark Olver from Bristol there. I would like to thank my Rose. Thank you.
He's got it. It was his plan all along to get this.
Jeremy Flynn. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.
And John Kearns. Thank you, John, so much.
Thanks.
Absolute pleasure.
Fun way to end it. Should we end it?
Yeah, we can hear you, man.
Can you hear me?
Ow.
Oh, I mean, and I've got help from Matt Ewins as well. The laptop broke. Richard, I was just about to win £45,000. I don't know if you heard what happened, but literally, as Richard went, Mark Olver for £45,000, my laptop just lost battery completely, and I went, no! And started giggling to myself because it was the perfect time for it to go, but I knew that it would just have absolutely no purpose for the show.
Do you want me to recreate it, Mark? Christine Rose, who's the most famous name on your phone?
It is a celebrity barber that was in charge of Robert Downey Jr.'s Sophie for Iron Man 2.
Absolutely gutting. John, we've got to complete the name. Who's the most famous name on your phone?
She doesn't know I've got it. It's Ellie Goulding.
Ellie Goulding, John. Mark, I'm so sorry.
Oh, absolutely devastating. But that does mean that John and Christine both fooled me.
Yeah.
So the final score, because it was 3 points to fool me, in fourth place is Jeremy Flynn. In third place is Richard Osman with 4 points. Christine Rose with 5 points. And weirdly, and no one saw this coming, the winner of this episode of Who Said That with 6 points is Mr. John Kearns. Thank you very much for playing Who Said That. Kearns is already getting himself packed away as we're saying goodbye. Thank you very much, Christine Rose. Thank you very much, Richard Osman. Thank you very much, Jeremy Flynn. And the winner of this episode of Who Said That, the magnificent Mr. John Kearns. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.